happy Wednesday. Today we actually have a snow day, so I am home all day long today, and honestly, I really needed the break. So I'm really glad that I got this break in the snow day. So I thought that I would take advantage of this extra day and get some work done on my Teachers Pay Teachers store. So I am working on my February early finisher packet, and I really wanted to get it uploaded and posted to Teachers Pay Teachers this weekend, but I still have a couple of worksheets that I need to make in order for the pack to be complete. So today I thought I'd show you how I make the worksheets that I am posting on Teachers Pay Teachers. This is a little bit different than how I normally make them because I usually would use my laptop or a desktop computer and I would use PowerPoint, but I made my January early finisher pack completely using my iPad and Canva. I honestly didn't think that I would like doing that, but it was a very easy process and I really enjoyed the process a lot more than using PowerPoint and using my actual laptop. If you don't have a laptop, or even if you do have a laptop, but you want to try using Canva, then I'm going to show you guys how I actually do that. All right, so I'm going to use the Canva app. You could definitely go through like any web browser that you have downloaded on your iPad, but I really like to use the app. Now it's taking me to my dashboard. This is where if you didn't already have a template going or you weren't going to use a template, you would just want to hit create a design, but I do already have my February early finisher pack going, so I'm just going to add it straight off of that. So I have my Find It's going. I really like the way that these turned out. I've got the doodle page. I've got the Just Imagine. I did bring back Nomi. He is Valentine's Day themed. He's so cute. I'm so excited to test him out and put him together and just see how cute he is, but I know it's going to be great. And then I do have a new Valentine's Day specific craft for this pack. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a new page, and we are going to make a math worksheet. This one's going to be adding and subtracting unlike fractions, so we've got a little bit of work to do. So I start by inserting a shape. I like to insert this square and then I just unfill it with a color. So I just hit no color fill, and then I am changing the borders up a little bit, but I like to use this square because I can actually size it and drag it exactly the size that I like. So I like to have a little bit of white space on the outside, so just size it up to be almost the exact same size as the paper and then center it. And then I do go back and forth and play around with the border width a lot. I do already have some pages within this pack that have this exact border, and I wanted to change it up a little bit just so that it would be a little bit different and a little bit more fun. So I am going to add a heart. So I just looked in my elements and found a heart that I liked. I try not to spend too much time being picky because I could spend hours in the elements tab. So if you're like me, just pick one and then you can always change it later. But I'm just sizing it down to the size that I like, and then I'm going to duplicate it over and over. And you can do these group duplicates by clicking two of them and holding down shift while you do it, and then it will duplicate a whole group. So I continue this until I have it all the way across the top. So now I'm going to do the same thing and select all of them individually, and now I'm going to actually group them. This is so that I can just move them around all at the same time and make sure it's all centered, but I can actually copy and paste this multiple times, turn it around, and create the border around the whole document. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of the elements on the screen right now for my border, and I'm going to group them all together. That way, when I accidentally nudge it later, I don't have to redo the border. I can just move it back. So I'm going to add in a font. So all of the fonts that are in the top three under where it says Boho Classroom, those are all fonts that I bought on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I just uploaded them into my brand package on Canva. I do think that this is a pro specific thing that you can do. So if you don't have pro, you won't be able to do this. But if you do want pro, it's only $12.99, and I really like it. I do find benefits of using pro, even though I'm not using pro elements in my products. But if you don't have pro, or you don't have fonts of your own that you want to upload, Canva has a ton of fonts that you can use anyway. But I just added the name and the title of my worksheet. And then I knew that I wanted a Cupid graphic for this one because the worksheet that we're making is like a fill in the blank, like unsolve the or the riddle type of thing, and it's like Valentine's themed riddle, so I wanted Cupid on here. So added Cupid. I'm gonna move Cupid later, but he's up there for right now. And then I added a table. This is where all of my problems are going to go in. I like adding a table because it makes it a lot easier for the spacing, and it just takes the guesswork out of it for me because I will fixate on it way too much. So I just make sure that I like the sizing and the placement of that. And then I added in another rectangle, made it transparent on the inside, and then gave it a border, and then added the riddles question into that because that is where they're going to write the answer. So then I go in and I start working on the actual problem. Now, this worksheet did take me several hours. One, I had to take breaks mentally because doing fractions on any worksheet, even in PowerPoint, is just tedious and it's annoying. So I don't like to do it that much. It's just one of those things that it's going to take all day for me. But once you get a template going, then it's totally fine. So I just made this template. I made my first problem and then I just duplicated that. So my trick to making fraction worksheets go a lot faster when you don't have a template to start from is to make each element of the fraction. So I did the 1, I did the fraction bar, and then I did the 10, and then I grouped that. And then I duplicated it to make the 7/8, and then I made the plus sign in the middle, and then I grouped all 3 of those. And then that allowed me to move it around the page and do all of the other patterns. So then all I had to do was go in and actually change each of the numbers and then change like the symbol to either be addition or change it back to subtraction. So the answer to my riddle is only 10 spaces and I had 12 boxes on here. So I had to get rid of those 2 spaces, those 2 boxes, but I didn't want to rearrange the whole thing. So I just whited them out. And then once I did that, that gave me a lot more room up top and that little gap. So I knew that I wanted to move the Cupid down into being the gap. I made the actual title a lot larger, and then I just made the boxes larger as well. So then I just had to rearrange and shift all of my problems. So that's what I was talking about with how you group them. I just moved all of the actual like fractions and the math problem into the box to make them centered and up and out of the way. And then that line that you see going through Cupid is just the white part because I made those boxes white of the bottom of the table. If you just move the element to be in front, so I just moved the table backwards or I moved the Cupid forward, once you do that, you can't see the line anymore. Then I just played around with the title. I made it a little bit bigger and kind of changed, instead of it being on a single line, I made it on a double line, made Cupid larger and kind of pushed it over. Don't be afraid of white space. I see this a lot, and it's something that is very easy for you to want to do is fill up all of the white space. You don't need to do that. You don't need to make it overwhelming to where the kids are not going to be able to understand what they're supposed to do because there's so much stuff on the page. White space is fine. And then I took my answer, I made the answer be 1 letter each, and then I just sporadically moved those letters around so that once the kids solve that problem, they know what letter goes where. So then in the answer box, sometimes it kicks me up to the top multiple times and it's annoying, but it's fine. For the answer box, I just inserted a text box and held down shift for to make a short little line like this. And then I did that for the amount of spaces that I had for all of my answers. And then I used the tidy up and positions to make it all straight and spaced out evenly. And then I just go in underneath them all, and where the letter would be for my answer is the problem that I solved, and I put the answer underneath that. So I just did that for all of them. And yeah, that is how my worksheet turned out. I think it looks really good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll get the rest of my worksheets made, and then I will post that product hopefully by this weekend. So if you want to get that early finisher pack that you saw in this video, then make sure that you follow me on Teachers Pay Teachers and that you subscribe to the channel, because I'm sure I will give you guys an update when that product is posted. And definitely check out the January one if you would still like to get it now, because it's still $2 on my store right now. That was it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in my next one. Okay, bye.